What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
Well, it is episode 250 of the Big Shot Bob podcast. How about that? Another little milestone there, 250. B-Dog, Brandon Harper, I'm Rob Jenners, live from H-Town. Seven-time NBA champion Robert Horry, back in his stomping grounds of Houston, Texas. Why are you in Houston this morning?
I am. No, I do that conference radio. So we got Kentucky versus Texas A&M today.
Okay.
It's weird because, when Texas A&M started the season out, they were pretty good. And everybody's like, oh, they're good. Then I realized people quickly came to realize, shit, y'all short.
Yeah.
So they're the Golden State Warriors of the college basketball. They're short, but they shoot a lot of threes.
Well, we're starting to get into that time of year where people pay attention to college basketball. It is officially March. So now it all starts to count. Regular seasons end, I think, in the next week or so. Conference tournaments start, I think, next week. So,
next week.
We're in it, man. We're in it. It's gonna be tournament time before we know it. Everyone's gonna fill out a bracket and pretend they watched college basketball all season when none of us have. And the people.
Oh no, I watched it a little bit.
I watched. You know what? I watched a pretty fair amount of Georgia Tech this year, obviously because we carry Georgia Tech here in Atlanta. So I've watched.
Saying a whole lot.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So it hasn't been much to write home about. But I have not watched a ton of other. I've been watching a lot more NBA recently than I have been college basketball. So
yeah, Damon gonna be mad at you guys.
You know what? I mean, look, I love Damon. I don't know what Damon's future looks like here if these teams keep playing this way, man. Like I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hart. I mean, you might know this. I don't. I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to make the ACC tournament.
They're not.
Yeah. So they're not even going to make
7 games under 500.
Yeah, they're not even going to make their own conference tournament.
So how's that work in their conference? Then I know in the Big Ten they changed it this year where they letting every team in.
Yeah, no,
every team in the ACC does not get into the ACC.
I think like the 2 or 3 lowest seeded teams in the conference will not make the conference tournament. I think is what it is. Because I think they have an odd number of teams, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's like 17 or something in the ACC.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I think they only let the top 14 teams, if I'm not mistaken, in, and Georgia Tech is not there. So it's been a result. Poor Damon, man. Like, I love Damon, but it has not been a good run for him.
Well, he has 2 years. I think he has 2 years left on his contract. Now, whether they allow him to see those 2 years out, I don't know. He just doesn't. He's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. And the guys love him. It's just he just don't have the horses to compete. Like when you're in the same conference as Duke and North Carolina and even some of these Clemson and some of these other teams that are getting these athletes in, he's been able to get talent in that's more than what Georgia Tech has seen in recent history, but it's still not, you still can't compete. Like they beat Duke and they beat, teams like that when they
beat North Carolina.
When they said he wasn't, when he didn't have his guys when he first got there. Well, now you got some of your guys in, and it's kind of like, okay, you got your guys. Now what are you going to do? But you just don't have the talent.
Is this 3 years for him?
This is his third
year.
Yeah. I always amazed at how coaches, you look around and say, okay, especially in this day and age, if you don't have the NIL money, no matter how good of a coach you are, it ain't gonna help. And that's the thing. I was looking at the list the other day where they were saying with the coach and the players combined, that 1 year Duke is $10 million, then Michigan is $10 million. And think about that. And then you go to Miami, Ohio. The total for the coaches and players at Miami, Ohio, $1 million. And so it's crazy what Bruce Pearl said about Miami, Ohio, how they're not going to make us. And I think you did that to get them a little fuel to the fire. And I hope Miami, Ohio goes far to show you that sometimes if you get the right coach and the right players and the right system, they can outweigh big dollars.
I hope so. I mean, like I love the Cinderellas in the tournament. Like I love when You get the right group of guys with the right head coach. I think of my alma mater, FAU, making that run a few years ago. I love that, man. Like, I love because there was no fanfare. There was no huge, payroll there. But NIL just changes everything, man. Some of these teams are just going to come in with heavy donors and big boosters, and they're going to buy up some talent, and they're going to make a run. And, if I don't know what that translates to in the way of, like, team chemistry and stuff, though. I mean, you can go out and buy a few guys, but they still got to play together. They still got to run an offense. They still got to play defense.
And more important, and they got to stay healthy because you look at Texas Tech top player. Topping.
That's right.
He's out with a torn ACL. So yeah.
But I'll say this: I mean, team chemistry has been an issue even before NIL because if you're recruiting talent for the most part, you're recruiting guys who are pretty much almost one and done NBA ready guys. Even Duke had to make that transition from going to get guys who were going to be about the Duke way and going to stay, 2, 3, maybe even the full 4 years to Coach K realizing, I know I need some real talent. I need some real dogs. And I have to also risk that concept of Duke way and going to get some one and done dudes. You're going to get the Jason Tatums and the Kyrie Irvings and those guys who, they're NBA ready right now. They're only going to be here a season. So team chemistry has almost kind of been messed up for quite some time because if you really want to compete, there are a few teams who had guys who are really experienced. Your Virginias, who had the guys who stayed 3 to 4 years.
Was it Villanova had a team too? Villanova. All those dudes stuck around for a few years, yeah.
But your major big-time blue blood programs, your Kentucky's one and done.
Yeah,
I had one and done.
Did y'all see the 30-30 with the Calipari story?
No, I've seen them promoting. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, you have to watch. It's actually kind of cool because all the coaches blame him because he changed the way he recruits. And it all started with Derrick Rose when Derrick Rose went to Memphis, and then it rolled into when he went to Kentucky, and everybody was one and done, and everybody was like, "We got to do it too." Then we don't want to do it, but that's the way of the world right now. So Have you seen the number? Have you seen the amount of money that his players have made? The combined contract amount of the players, how much money the players that he's made that he's coached? Yes.
At Kentucky. Just at Kentucky alone. It's over $1 billion. Yes, guys have signed over $1 billion worth of contracts when you start talking about the combination of how much money those guys have made that have played for him, especially just at Kentucky alone.
Yeah, I think if you take just the guards that he's putting in, think of John Wall, Booker.
Devin Booker alone has made over $300 million. Yeah,
then you think about Murray, and the list goes on and on and on. So, it's just crazy. Did Malik Monk play on him too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so man, it's just crazy all the one and dones that he put in the league, and it makes you think of like it's a cool statement that he says. He says something to the lines of people get mad at me for this, but my job is to get them to the next level. What they want to do is you go to college to get a good job. It's a shit. I did my job.
This is the best job. Yeah, there's no better job you can get. Yeah, that's true. And I got to check that out. Yeah, but I mean, I love tournament time though. Yeah, and again, like no matter how much you follow college basketball or don't follow college basketball, the first weekend of the tournament, it rivals anything for me in sports because it's so much. I mean, it starts at like noon and it goes all night long, and it's upsets and buzzer beaters and people throwing their brackets off the roof. Like, dude, it's great. I love it. It's so much fun, and it doesn't matter how much you know about it. Well, look, speaking of one and dones, I don't know if we were really expecting to get what we've got here in Atlanta at a Jonathan Kuminga, but damn, the people in the Bay Area right now are pissed off because Kuminga's first 3 games with the Hawks, 27, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Hawks are 3-0 with Kuminga in the lineup. So my question to you guys is this just a guy who's got a little freedom to play here and he's getting to stretch out a little bit, or did this really kind of point to signs that the Warriors really fumbled this guy?
Well, I think when he played in Golden State, he did these things. Think about in the playoffs, he was like, oh, shit, I'm out of players. Let's throw Kuminga and he gets 20 points. I think the thing with him is the fact that he breaks the plays more than he needs to. And when you're a guy like Kerr, he wants the system ran because that's how successful. Even though it looks chaotic, what the Golden State does is a method to their madness. And I think when you're in a system with a bunch of young guys, sometimes you take the reins off and let them go. And I think it's perfect for him. Certain people can't play in systems, and you got certain people who thrive in systems. I was a system guy, and so I think for me, when you watch him, you have to coach the player, not coach a system sometimes. And I think he found a place that he can, let him roam a little bit. But how long is it going to last is the question.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah, because that playing like the way he does can frustrate your teammates. So
I'll put certain things into perspective because I don't want to take anything away from what Kuminga has done because he stepped in and he's really played amazing. Because a lot of this is new environment. When you're out of an environment that it's like this rain cloud that's hovering over you and you just can't wait to get out. So him coming to Atlanta is like the clouds parting and it's nothing but sunshine because now he's actually somewhere, where he wants to be and it's giving him the opportunity to actually play and be himself. I will say this. People got to hold their horses just for a little bit because even though they're 3-0, 2 of those wins have come against the Wizards. And that third win came against Portland.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, Harper.
You're right. He's played well, and I'm not knocking it, and I hope this trend continues.
I do too, but
you gotta give this a little bit more of a runway. Now, I always say this, he's gifted. He is an athlete, and we've seen him fly numerous times throughout these 3 games, and we've seen him inject a level of energy into this team that really wasn't there before. So we'll see when they start going up against, better competition. You have the Sixers coming up, even though the Sixers don't have Joel Embiid.
Again.
But that's better competition. The Bucks just got Giannis back. So we'll see what that looks like. So we'll see. I think he's a heck of a player, but we'll see how it all unfolds as time goes on. He ingratiates himself more in this team, and they start, playing some teams that have, some better records here.
Rob, you're giggling. Why are you giggling?
Because when he said Joel Embiid I'm like,
Again.
Look, death taxes and Joel Embiid.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've had a good run with him this season.
Yeah.
Like he's had a nice little stretch, but I think everybody was kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, when's it gonna go? And then it just bang, there it is. Like, oh, there you go, and he's out again. Now I think that what he's got I thought it was like a strain or something. I don't know what the hell it was. But I mean, nothing major. It's not like it's season ending. They're going to reevaluate him, I think, in a few games. So we'll see where he's at. But I feel like if the Sixers are in the mix for a playoff spot, they're probably going to see what they can do without him and hold him down until they get to the postseason and make sure he's fully rested.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I look, we're on the Hawks. So we have to talk about what came up in the group chat the other night. And what seems to have set the world on fire the last few days. Magic City night in Atlanta. Hawks paying tribute to the famous strip club here in Atlanta, Magic City, to celebrate, quote, an iconic cultural institution is how it's being billed by the Hawks. I personally have no issue with it. I've never been to Magic City. I have no intentions to go to Magic City. I've heard the lemon pepper wings are fire. I've heard that from everybody. But I'm not as up in arms as a lot of the internet seemed to be. There's even guys on TV. We had Stephen A. and Big Perk talking about it on First Take.
Yeah. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Magic City in Atlanta, Magic City is Atlanta. When you talk about the culture, you can't bring up Atlanta without saying Magic City. And listen, I'm going to tell you this. It's not one NBA player in the history of the NBA that hasn't been to Magic City when they went to Atlanta.
They are playing the Magic.
Let me piggyback off of what Big Perk just said. It ain't just the basketball players that have frequented that in the past. I've been there. I can confirm that the lemon pepper wings are delicious and that the scenery is fabulous.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I don't mean to be an ass, but have you been there, Rob?
The first time I ever went to Magic City, I was a sophomore in college. And I was in there with the late, great Derek Thomas and Cornelius Bennett. And I went in there for the first time, and I was like, holy shit, what is going on in here?
You were in good company, too. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
And it was so weird that, I'm thinking about it. I'm a little country boy, small town. And we were there, and this is, come on, man, we're going to go over to Magic City. I'm like, what the hell is Magic City? You'll see.
You'll see. You're going to find out.
Yeah, yes. And so, yes, I've been to Magic City. And,
Okay.
And it was weird because when we used to come to Atlanta every summer, one of my good friends at Dan Raspberry, we would ride by, and there used to be a guy set up with a little barbecue pit out there. So we would personally ride by and get those ribs and keep going. So I don't know if the pit master's still out there, but I hadn't been there in years. So, but yeah.
I don't know if they're still at Magic City, but you do see them all over Atlanta. There's constantly restaurants and clubs and bars and stuff that have the pit masters out front, just cooking, and that food.
Look, man, if anybody can pull this off, it's the city of Atlanta. Atlanta is a very unique place. I'm born and raised in this city. I have been to Magic City over the years a few times. I won't say how many. It ain't been many, but it's been more than one.
Okay.
I have had the wings, and I'm not a frequent strip club goer. That's just not me. But I've been to pretty much every strip club in Atlanta.
Okay.
Even Strokers?
Yeah, I've been to Strokers before. I've been to Strokers,
man.
Follies, Onyx. Yeah, I've been to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheetah has some decent food. No, real talk.
No, I know.
Cheetah has some
No. You're 100% right, because that's one of the things when this week's game, by the way, is going to be it's called Eat In or Take It Off. I'm going to give you the name and the city of location, and you have to just tell me, is it a strip club or is it a restaurant? So we'll play this. But when I was doing the homework for the game, a lot of these strip clubs are like, the food's outstanding. They make great. Like, there's lists on the internet of like strip clubs with the best food.
Did the one in Denver come up?
There are.
You can't tell you that. That's part of the game.
There is one in the game from Denver. I'm not going to give it away, but there is one. There is one in the game from Denver, Colorado.
It was one in Denver. We actually went to a steakhouse, but it was connected to the strip club.
There's one in Denver, and I left it off. You're right. I left it off the game because it's called like something. I can't remember the name of it, but it's called Steakhouse, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's a strip club, but it's called like Porsche Steakhouse or something like that. It's got a weird. But I'm like, huh? So I left it out of the game, but yes, there is one in Denver, Colorado. It's specifically attached to a steakhouse.
But I'll say this: like, look, there aren't many cities that can do this, and obviously they have the Magic City Hawks collaboration hoodie that went on pre-sale. The pre-sale ended yesterday. It was up for a couple of days. I think. No, I'll be at the game, so I'll try to catch. If I'm going to get one, I'll probably catch it in the store. Okay. I'm there early enough at the arena to see.
Let me see what it looked like.
Jim, put a Google on that, Rob.
I think they could have. There's nothing on the back of the hoodie, and I think they kind of dropped the ball a bit by not putting the Hawks logo on the back of the hoodie.
Okay. Maybe just James Harden's beard. As a tribute, like a captain's patch almost.
No. Put somebody there.
I like that. It's kind of cool.
No, it's a dope hoodie, but my thing is they could have put, if they're going to put anybody there, any player there, you should have put Lou Will on the back.
Yeah, because he was famously, shut down during COVID for going to Magic City.
What's his name from the Rob? What's his name from the Spurs? Put out a statement saying that he feels as though Atlanta.
Luke Kornet.
Oh yeah. So Luke Kornet from the Spurs, after doing a little homework on what the event was, didn't know what Magic City was, has respectfully asked the Hawks to cancel the event. And no offense to Luke Kornet, but get your ass out of here. What are you talking about? There's they've gotten so much publicity off this that they're 100% going to go through with it. Mm-hmm. And and that's not a dig at Luke Kornet, but like, who the F are you, Luke Kornet? Like, the Hawks ain't going to blow up this huge publicity machine because one dude's like, well, I don't know. I don't like it. It's just not going to go down that way. But were you at all we laugh about it. We thought it was funny. Were you at all like thrown by it, like the fact that they're doing this?
I thought it was a joke first, and then I looked at it like, this would be something Atlanta do, because I remember when I first started going, playing in the league and go to Hawks game, they will all have crazy promotions where you get, 2-for-1 tickets. They have, had Ludacris performing. And,
oh, yeah, half times, notoriously, yeah.
Yeah, and they would have, I remember one time, I don't know who was performing, but people didn't start coming into the game to the fourth quarter because they wanted to see the concert after the game. And so it was like, what's the hell going on in Atlanta?
We were at a game.
They couldn't get people in the stands.
We were at a game years ago where nobody was in the seats in the first quarter, and by like midway through the second quarter, people started to flood into the building because 2 Chainz was performing at halftime. And I was like, y'all didn't come to see the game, but you're coming to see 2 Chainz? Okay, that's fine. And I hung out for the game, man. The game was good, but...
Well, I mean, T.I. is performing at halftime.
Yes, they've had a lot of those.
So,
yeah.
Oh, T.I.'s performing?
He's performing at halftime, yeah.
And when is this game, tonight?
No, March 16th.
Yeah.
Monday, March 16th.
Shit, I might have to... Damn it, I'll be in. I want to go see T.I.
Come on, man. Dude, I bet you the Hawks would love to have you at this game. They would love to have you at this game.
Everybody else going to be there. It's going to be a who's who. The game is sold out.
Oh, dude, it's going to be a madhouse. It's going to be a straight madhouse.
Are they giving away hoodies? Or
no, you got to pay. They're
$125,
brother.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, $125.
You better come because you buying us hoodies. Ain't buying no $125 hoodie.
No, because by the time you get there, they'll be sold out.
I ain't buying
because I guarantee you, nobody's going to their seat first. Everybody's running to every store in State Farm Arena to get their hand on a hoodie. Those lines are going to be long. The lines are going to be long. People are going to be standing in line at 4 o'clock. The game don't start at 7:30.
So you know how NBA is really strict about their logos and stuff. So since Atlanta, they probably own their logo, right? So they just can't probably put the NBA logo on. How does that work?
I don't think the NBA logo's on there.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because
I'd be surprised if it were.
Just the Hawks logo then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah, this is a Hawks-driven thing. I can't imagine at any point Adam Silver just gave this a thumbs up. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, Adam Silver probably had them wings too. What you talking about?
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
But this is
Adam Silver likes the lemon pepper. You're right.
But March 16th, I mean, because like I said, we've never seen anything done before. The Hawks have always, regardless of whatever you think about the product on the floor, from a marketing and promotional standpoint, there may not be a better department in the NBA than the Hawks promotion and marketing department. When it comes to that, when it comes to them taking advantage of the city that they're in, the ideas that they have, and the way they go about their marketing, it's the reason why they're one of the tops in the NBA for quite some time now. Their social media team, too, it's just different. And it's all kudos to the city that we live in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, they're not afraid to do stuff like this. I imagine there's tons of teams in the league that wouldn't touch this for nothing. And the Hawks are just like, screw it. We're a 500 team. Let's go.
My thing is,
let's make it happen.
I mean, Houston could do something like this.
I was just about to say that.
The question is, would Houston do something like this?
Tim like, nah, we don't even touch that, dude, because I own half of Houston, so we good.
Yeah, let's not ruffle any feathers.
Fact, I'm in this building right now. I'm in Post Oak. It's like,
what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, but the thing about Houston, will it be Treasures or would it be the Men's Club? Those are the top 2 strip clubs here. I heard.
Yeah, I heard. I wouldn't know. I heard guys talk.
Yeah, my ear to the streets. It tell me Treasures and the Men's Club are the top 2 here.
Oh goodness. When's the last time you worked? Besides the Compass games you're doing, have you worked
Sunday.
Spectrum?
I
you were there
I
Sunday.
had Spectrum. Yeah, so I had the Lakers game against the lowly Kings, who were last in the league,
who are just sad.
Yes,
sad team to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much of this we really want to get into. There's been a lot of stuff going online this week about the back and forth that JJ and Luka had on the sideline with the kind of shouting back and shouting at each other. And to me, like, I don't know. To me, it didn't scream like dysfunction. It was just like heat of the moment. Like it's a coach and a player exchanging some words in the heat of the moment. It was like they didn't get in each other's faces. They weren't pushing and shoving. You didn't throw a towel at the guy. You know what I mean? Like there's not. To me, it was very like I don't know. It's just very that's stuff that happens between coaches and players in every game.
Yeah.
But I think because it was Luka, it was like,
Yeah.
under the spotlight.
Well, especially when you think about, players now, you look at a lot of the coaches, the coaches are like maybe 2-3 years removed from playing against other players. So there's a different type of relationship.
Yeah.
If let's say if that had been Pop, it wouldn't have been, a scream. It'd have been Rudy or, Phil. It wouldn't have been a screaming because, JJ gets out there and he plays with the guys, have shoot around. So it's a different type of relationship. So you're going to have that. So I view that. I saw it as everybody like, oh, he's mad at him because he's not playing defense. Oh, no, that's just them having a good relationship. They can do that with one another and then let it go.
And that still might be true. Like both things could be true. He could be mad at him that he's not playing defense, but he's just having a back and forth with one of his guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens on any bench on any team. But of course, because it's the Lakers, it's under the magnifying glass. And it doesn't hurt, or doesn't help, I should say, that Barkley is on TV just stoking the flames for everybody.
I get sick of people talking about their contenders. Listen.
Well, then your issue is with the people who are covering them and talking about them.
I've been saying for months,
right?
the Lakers are not a good team. And I just think it's funny how the media has turned on Luka. Everything's Luka's fault now. I find that hilarious. The Lakers, they're just not a good team. They're not athletic. They're not good defensively. And I guess we're contractually obligated to talk about them every day like they do on our network now. They're our network now.
So, yeah, Chuck's
what, though?
Just doing what he does, just poking.
But there are people who, there could be a truth that's known by all three of us. Mm-hmm. But the fact that somebody will openly say the truth is what will have people mad, not because what they're saying is a lie, but because somebody will openly say it. It's the concept of the plausible deniability aspect. We can all know it, but as soon as you say it, I can no longer be in denial about what I know because somebody has verbally said it. That's the problem with a lot of what people had. That's the problem with people and what they had a problem with when Chuck said what he said. In a way, he's right. And obviously, everybody knows the Lakers are my team. I love them, but that doesn't mean you avoid the truth. They don't look good. They don't at all. They're on
defensively, especially they look porous.
They are a fringe playoff team. I think they're sitting in the 6th seed right now, I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to hold on to that.
The Suns, I think, are only 2 games back.
No, here's the funny part: the 2 teams behind them, all their stars are hurt. So
yeah, Suns and the Warriors, I think. Warriors ain't got anybody, by the way. Warriors rolling out G League guys right now, man. They got
you know what that means, right? It's not that they're coming. It's not even that they're coming. Those teams are coming from behind them to take it. The Lakers are going to give it to them.
Well, you know also they only 1 game out of 3rd place. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, it's that. Well, they're starting to get a little bit stretched though. It's starting to look like those teams near the top of the West are gonna. Well, right now it's the Spurs and the Thunder. The Spurs and the Thunder have distanced themselves really from everybody. Yeah. But 3 through 6. Yeah, I think it's 2 games or a game and a half or something between them all. They're real close.
Like Houston, Minnesota, and Denver all got 38 wins. The Lakers got 36 wins.
But let me ask you. Those teams 3 through 6, out of those 4 teams, which do you trust the Lakers more than any of those other teams to claim that 3rd spot?
When I watch Houston, I don't know what to expect out of Houston. The other night, Sengun and KD went to work, and then you look at Denver. Denver's always the scariest team because if you get anybody to play well outside their big 2, then they win. And then in Minnesota, that's just, with Ant-Man, you don't know if he's going to come out and give you 30 or 3. And so everybody's really inconsistent. That everybody above the Lakers are playing just like the Lakers inconsistently. And so, it's hard to say, but it all that matters is who gets in a good rhythm. And I think with the Lakers, they can get in a good rhythm, but when they play basketball and not play one-on-one, they put teams on their heels, and it gives them the energy to play defense. So I'm hoping that, all these little slump busters they've been playing lately, that it's going to get them in the mood to be like, yo, we need to pass the ball and make the defense work. So, but we'll see,
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. I just feel as though we had this conversation about them like this every single year.
It seems like it.
We'll know more after the next 8 games because they got they got SGA, they got the Joker, and then they got New York. Yeah, they got Joker I think twice. So
yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, so yeah.
Well, I mean, all right, so I don't know. All right, so I didn't take much to the Shaq, Deandre Ayton, Clint Capella stuff with them taking shots at each other about, Ayton saying, I ain't no Clint Capella, and Clint Capella taking a shot back at him. And it's like, and then Shaq got on the air and was like, dude, I wish I had Deandre Ayton's career. Like, I wish I had it that easy, where I could just kind of hang back and wait for the ball to come my way. Like he had to earn it. So I'm not going to get too much into all of that stuff because I think that's kind of nonsensical. Here's the only thing that I heard this week that stood out to me because it kind of pissed me off, and I wanted to get your opinion about it. It's a quote from JJ. So let me play the clip. It's 40 seconds.
JJ ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to play it for you, and I'm going to see if you notice the same thing I noticed.
These guys want to do it right. They're trying. I know our staff, myself, we're always looking for answers and solutions. That's what this is. We're trying to find solutions. And I said before the game, I'm confident we are going to find that level that we want to get to. And it's been partially just because of the disruption of lineups and different factors. We just haven't had the continuity that I thought we were going to have coming into the year, and it's taken longer than I thought, but I'm confident we're going to get there.
Now that was after a win.
Mm-hmm.
Anything about that jump out to you? Because there's one thing about it to me that really stood out.
You tell me which way you go with this, then I'll chime in.
We're going to get there. Y'all got 20 games left in the fucking season. When are you going to get there? Like, we shouldn't be on March 3rd having we're still trying to work out the lineup and the spacing and the fuck that. Like, you should be way beyond that. That should not be the answer going into the final 20 games of the season. It should not be, well, we're still trying to kind of find our pacing, and I'm confident we're going to get it. And it's like, if you haven't gotten it by now, that's a problem, and that's what you should be addressing. It should be, we haven't found what we're looking for, and damn it, we are working our asses off to get it, because if we don't get it soon, it's going to be the Suns in the 6th seed and the Lakers in the play-in. And that's going to be a major, major problem. And for me, that just threw me because it was like, that's not where you should be okay with being at this point in the season as a head coach of any team. I don't want to hear anybody's head coach say, well, we're still figuring it out on March 3rd with the playoffs looming and you sitting in the 6th seed in the West. You should not be trying to figure it out. At this point, you should know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think a lot has to do with, them still think about it. I think AR and Luka and LeBron's only played like 20 games together or something like that. And so I think that's where he was heading with that.
Okay.
And they're still trying to figure out if Luka's going to come down and be the, playmaker, or if AR is going to be the playmaker. And I get what he was saying. And I understand why he's saying, because I have to watch them every game. And it's hard because now you think about this. You got 3 guys that are ball dominant, and then you got Deandre Ayton, who's like a damn, like the stock market, up and down. Are those 3 guys going to try to get theirs, or are they going to try to get, Rui and DeAndre involved before they get theirs? And I think that is the fine line that they're trying to figure out. And for me, if I was JJ, either the first or the second or the third play is going to be for DeAndre Ayton. And you get him involved, and then he plays way better. When you think about it's so weird when the play is actually not for him, or he's involved in the play, and then he's standing there and you throw him the ball. He's like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. He loses it almost every time. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Be ready. And so I think with him, it's like he knows that he's not in the play, and the ball might not come to him. And so he's not used to playing with point guards that are like, last second passes like that. So I get what JJ's saying, but I do agree with you totally, Rob. It's like you at a point where you should kind of have some direction and know who you are and your identity as a team.
Especially guys with Ayton. Because to your point you just said, when he's involved, and we've seen it, when he's involved, he's better.
Yeah.
When there's plays run for him, he's better. When he's involved in the offense, he's better. So, and the splits between Luka and AR and all this other stuff, like, this is shit we should have workshopped already. Like, we should be out of this phase. We should know that when I've got these guys on the floor, this is how the offense runs. And when I take this guy out and I put somebody else in, then that's how the offense runs. Like, everybody should have sort of a very clear vision of what the offense and the defense, to that note, should be when you have a set of gentlemen on the floor. And right now, it's just kind of like they're pulling guys and moving them and pushing this and changing this. And it's like, all right, we're just trying to figure out what works the best. And it's like, while I get that, it's always a work in progress. I'm not trying to shit on anybody for this. But the whole idea of we're going to get there is like, you're there.
Yeah.
Dude, like you're there. It's here.
You're 100 yards away from the finish line.
It's right. You can see it. Like, it's right there. When are you going to get to what you need to get to before you get there? Because it's about right there. So, I mean, that just threw me a little bit this week.
Yeah.
I was just kind of.
Listening to him, I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows. I think
it's a good point.
Just listening to him trying to find the words to describe whatever this is, it's kind of like throwing something up against the wall in pitch black darkness and just hoping and praying that it's stuck to the wall, or hoping and praying that when you turn the light off, you didn't hit somebody in the face with it. You know, it's on a wing and a prayer in a sense. If something works, it's great. It worked. If something doesn't work, okay, this didn't work. I don't know where we go from here, but we're just gonna keep shooting.
Right.
Because if we shoot enough,
but it should be a flow chart. It should be a flow chart. Did this work? No. Then go back up here. You know what I mean?
The problem is, I don't know how much accountability is in that locker room amongst the players. And this is not a shot at LeBron or Luka or anything, even though those are the leaders of your team. I don't know. The thing with LeBron is that I really do think LeBron has a foot out the door. I don't think LeBron is here next year. I think if he decides, I know the Lakers saying, well, if he wants to come back, we'll welcome him back, cool, whatever. But if LeBron sees himself as being able to have any left of juice to push for a title, it's not going to be in L.A. It's not going to be in L.A. I just don't think the Lakers, they have enough to be able to push to win a title. Now, they got Luka, so you're going to be relevant there, him wearing a Lakers jersey, cool.
He's a
whatever.
wild card. Yeah.
Right. But the way this team is built and comprised, I just don't see them winning or really being, now it's about matchups, I get it, but I just don't see them being a contender and going deep and making a playoff run to be able to compete for a title. I just don't see it. They're just not consistent enough, and the team is not built for it.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
It's going to be this. I think next year it's only going to be two teams he's going to play for, Cleveland or the Lakers.
I think he goes back to Cleveland. I feel like that's just because he knows his career is ending in the next season or two.
But it would be kind of cool to see him and James Harden on the team together.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but if I had to put my money on it, I think he stays with the Lakers.
Okay.
Just for the fact that everything he's doing off the court is in LA. I think about, we always talk about the boys, but his daughter is such a great dancer, and think about, is there going to be any dance studios in Cleveland that's going to be worth her while? So I think the one thing that we don't really talk about with LeBron is how great of a father he is. Mm-hmm. And I think what he's doing for his kids is amazing. So I think, we always talk about the boys because, everybody wants someone to follow in their dad's footsteps. But I think it's going to come down to his little girl and the fact that she is an amazing dancer and she has more opportunities for her and her career. So he's going to stay in L.A.
But she's also a volleyball player.
Yeah.
She's very much into volleyball. Bron has already said he's a volleyball dad, wanting to be at a lot of her matches and support that. So, yeah, the boys are doing basketball. She's doing volleyball.
Yeah. And I think, too, no matter where he goes, she'll have opportunity because she's LeBron James' daughter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's not like, it's not to be unfair, but it's like somebody's going to give her whatever she wants to be, wherever she wants to be. So if he decides, hey, we might want to go back to Cleveland, I promise you that there are schools coming out their ears up in that area in the northern Midwest that will throw the world at her to get her to come play for them. So I don't know. We'll see. But yes, to your point, yeah, he's a great dad. And nothing we ever speak of on LeBron James on this show has anything to do with him not being a good dad.
Yeah.
It just has to do with where are you going to end your career, and then what do you have left in the tank for the team you currently play for.
Yeah.
Because to Harp's point, if it's 1 foot out the door right now, then what does that? Where does that leave the damn Lakers this year?
With a lot of cap space.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what people don't talk about. The Lakers going to have a lot of cap space, which they hadn't had in a long time.
It's true.
Yeah. And I think when you start talking about this new ownership and bringing more of the Dodgers people underneath that, those guys are known to do what? Spend money. They did it with the Dodgers. They'll do it with if they'll do it with the Dodgers.
You know they're going to do it with the Lakers. Yeah.
Well, the thing is different. It was with the Dodgers. There is no cap.
No, there is no
just
cap.
Luxury tax. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the reason why I say to do it with the Lakers is they're maybe more willing to dig into the luxury tax and pay it if my squad is winning for at least a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by spending the money, that luxury. Okay, we'll pay the luxury tax if my team is winning and we're competing.
You guys think Pelinka's here next year?
Yeah.
I think it'd be a test run.
Okay.
To see who he can get. If he can't get anybody this summer,
I'm kind of with you. I sort of think that depending upon how the rest of this year shakes out, how the playoffs or play-ins for that matter go, where they land, how they perform, I really feel like now is his test run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know there's only so much you can do as a general manager this time of year, but they're going to really look at the way that this team's constructed and put together and the depth it's got and what it's able to do in the postseason. And if by summertime they're not sold on that, then you may have somebody new here next year trying to build under new management. So we'll see. All right, a couple more things to hit, and then we're going to get to Big Show of the Week, and then we're going to get to our is it a strip club or is it a restaurant game in honor of Magic City Night. There's all this buzz going around, and for what it's worth, it was Bill Simmons that started it, that Jason Tatum might return on Friday. I mean, I don't feel like we talked about this last week. I don't necessarily know you need to do that. Maybe the only reason I could see it happening is because he's anxious to get back out there. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to get him some minutes on a court in a game to get some tread under him to see if he's got anything for the postseason. But I don't necessarily agree with the idea of rushing him back in. Especially not this week.
Yeah, so it's been like how many months has it been for him? 7?
What he ruptured it when?
In May, right?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go look. Tatum injury. I'm trying to remember when it happened. I don't really know. But
we're talking about a little
playoffs.
A little less than a year.
Yeah.
Right outside of a year.
Definitely less than a year.
So it's been like
right outside of a year.
8 and 9. It's been like 9 months, so
here's my thing, bro.
It happened in May.
Happened in the playoffs. Yeah. Happened in the playoffs, May of 2025.
So we're talking about 10 months, based on almost 10 months. So right outside of a year. Look, this is not an ACL. This is an Achilles. I personally believe, my opinion, that he shouldn't even think about coming back this season. The Celtics have already exceeded expectations. Jaylen Brown is an MVP candidate. Deep down, knowing the player that Jason Tatum is, I really think he wants to come back. And I'm not saying this ain't about him being a hater, but I really do think he wants to be a part of and the reason this team is being successful. And I think you're happy for your guys that they're playing well. But then at the same time, knowing that this has always been your team ever since they drafted you. And Jaylen has won a Finals MVP. He's in contention to win a league MVP now. I don't know if he feels as though he's losing the reins on his team, or sometimes there's something deep within him that they're winning and doing some of this stuff without him. That's the thing that's kind of pushing him to get back out there and want to prove that, hey, I still got it. Hey, I'm still a major piece of this squad. But I don't want him doing that at the expense of possibly re-injuring something that you can come back from next season. Like,
I think, if he wants to come back, I think he let him come back, but you do him on a real minutes restriction, because I think sometimes people don't, when you're training to get back, people don't understand the way you train sometimes is harder than what you would do in a game. I know the adrenaline and all this is different in a game, and that's why, things happen to the body tester. But I think, he, and the way he's prepared, and who knows, I always go back to Adrian Peterson, and when he tore his ACL and he was back in 6 months, and looking better than he was.
Ass. Yeah,
and everybody's different. And I think I think now with the technology and the shit they can strap to you to see how your body's reacting, if he wants to come back, let him come back, and I think it'd be good just for basketball as a whole, because he was one of we always talk about who was going to be the face of our league, and he was one of those guys that was up in the top. So if he wants to come back, it'd be a good story. We need good stories, especially in this time and what's going on in this world. We need some good stories.
Personally, I think Bill Simmons just wanted exactly what we just did, which was us to talk about some shit that he came up with. I'm hearing Tatum on Friday.
It wasn't him. It's been out there for a while.
It has been floating.
Yeah.
It has been floating. Yeah. And the Friday game is, I think it's a national game, too. So, ESPN game, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know. We'll see. See if he comes back or not. It's in Dallas.
I just think he got to, bro, don't do it this season.
Well, and I think, here's the thing, though. I think if he does come back, it's to Rob's point, it's to see what he's got. What do you have? Like, obviously, he's on a minutes restriction. But how does he move? How does he play? Is he a liability on the floor in a full speed, regular NBA game? Because, throwing him in the postseason just to try and get him some burn when he's not ready for that is it's going to be wildly detrimental to the Celtics. So, the question is, and to your point, Harp, is it him? Is it them? Like, where's this coming from? So, we'll find out. If he comes back, I'm sure he'll sit in front of the media and say whose decision it was to come back, and I'm sure he'll probably take most of that. I want to throw a little bit of love to Kon Knueppel, averaging 19.4 points, 5.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists through his first 60 games. He's on pace right now to hit 290 three-pointers this season in his rookie year, which, by the way, would put him just outside of the top 12 all-time three-pointers in a season as a rook. Right now, the bottom of that list at number 12 is Paul George, hit 292 in 2018-2019. And then that list climbs from there. Harden hit 299. Clay's got 301. Steph's got 311. Malik Beasley, 319. Anthony Edwards, 320. Steph again, 324. Steph again, 334. Steph again, 354. Steph, 357. And James Harden up there at number 2 at 378. And then Steph again at 402. So half that top 12 is Steph Curry. But if he does get himself up into that, it's pretty freaking elite company for a rook to be on a list with those guys.
Especially with the team, they play fast.
They do, and they play reckless a little bit.
And but
it's fun.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how good this dude is. I know he is. They was trying to see who they could compare him to, and someone was saying that this guy run TMC and all this stuff. He reminds me of Clay. He just don't play defense like Clay. Because if you look at him, he's stiff like Clay.
Yeah, he's got that same. Yeah, you're right.
He got that same. He's like he can shoot that thing, man. So
he can, dude.
And that's why I know everybody was on this, this Dallas guy, but the Hornets guy is my guy for rookie of the year. I know I don't get no vote, but
I think Cooper Flagg will be just fine. Obviously, he's battled some injuries, and that team is just everything that Dallas has gone through is just
they are hapless. They are hapless.
It's different, but he'll be just fine. Kon has really added a dynamic to that Charlotte team that they really needed. His ability to spread the floor, his ability. They have a very talented core. I've been saying this for quite some time. They have a very, very, very talented young core with Kon, Brandon Miller, LaMelo, and then even sitting there, kind of snuck in there a bit because we kind of forgot about his transgressions and things that he's done, Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
People forget about him because he's no longer the franchise player.
Right.
But that core of those young guys just continuing to evolve. And part of that evolution, and I know this is kind of going off Kon, is just the maturity of LaMelo Ball. When we start talking about the advancement of this team, LaMelo's got to mature. If this team is going to do anything, he's got to be a lot more mature than what he's been.
Yeah.
You start giving some immature guys some money, they become more immature than what they've always been. So if this team wants to evolve, Kon is going to be a huge part of this. But that team, as talented as they are, they got to mature. And if they start to mature and make better choices when it comes to the things that they do, they'll be right there and they'll be all right. But he's added a dynamic. When he was at Duke, he was knocking them down. Yeah. And so I had no doubt that the way that the NBA is played today, that he was going to do the same thing in the league.
But the thing about Charlotte team is they're, like you said, it comes a lot to the immaturity, but that team is scary. They remind me of the Alonzo Mourning, Grandmama. That team, they put Charlotte on the map. Everybody want to have that starter jacket.
Everyone.
And so if this team can grow and mature and understand what they have and put that shit together, think about, they only 3 games out of the 6th spot.
Yeah, right now they're sitting at the 10. I just looked it up too. You're funny. Yeah. I looked up. They're sitting at the 10 seed right now. They are 3.5 games out of the 6.
Yeah, so they can make some noise, but it's just but you don't know what you're gonna get out of that crew sometime. Yeah, because LaMelo Ball thinks he's in the park every game. Every game ain't a park game. He's like the and one king of the NBA now.
I'll tell you one thing: the Hawks can't beat them. I do not care. I don't care how bad the Hornets are. Anytime they play the Hawks, I'm like, oh, this ain't good. It's 2 teams that the Hawks can't beat. It's the Hornets and the Raptors. For whatever the reason be, when anytime they match up against them teams, boy, I go into deep prayer.
Yeah. I'm with you. I hear you. What do you think?
It's a complete crap.
Yeah, I agree. There's your Raptors head coach. Yeah. Scotty Barnes, face of the league. All right, let's do a big shot of the week. Then we're going to play this week's game. Big shot's going to go to 3 gentlemen named Kevin Place, Ralph Vollmert, and Rob Hernandez of Camelback Moving. And here is why. Kevin, who's the team leader of this moving company, had seen an Amber Alert on his phone earlier in the day for a young woman named Kalani Rogers.
Yes.
Did you see this story?
Yes, I saw the story. Yes.
So they were stopped at a gas station. He went in to get water, and he heard the security guard talking on the phone, I guess, to the cops, saying, I think that little girl's outside. So he pops out and he sees the car that the security guard's talking about. He goes back to the truck and he tells the guys, hey, I think this is that girl that there's an Amber Alert for. So they go, all right, what do you want to do? And they're like, let's block the car in. They pulled them 2 moving trucks around, blocked the 2 exits to the gas station until police show up. Cops roll up within a few minutes. They move the trucks, 7 squad cars roll in and rescue the little girl and arrest the woman who was a 23-year-old, Mariana Noriega. Who had, I guess, taken this little girl and caused the Amber Alert. But yeah, big shot of the week to the moving guys. So we're like, man, we're going to block this girl in. She ain't getting away.
I saw that. And the good part about that is the video. And they were like, it's her. No, it's not. And the other guys on the phone looking it up.
Oh, yeah.
It is her.
Yeah, it is her. Yeah.
So it's a
the
real
dash
cool
cam footage
story,
is
man.
great. Yeah, the dash cam footage is really good.
Yeah, and the cops got there quick too, so that was a big one.
Fast, they got there fast, and there were a bunch of them too. As soon as they moved that car, 7 cars just.
Yeah, so so that goes to show you when if you see something, do something.
Well, yeah, so, especially if it's we all get those Amber Alerts all the time, and we don't sometimes, and this is maybe just me speaking, you kind of see it and then you sort of dismiss it. Those guys were paying attention. They saw it, and then dude saw the car, was like, oh, shit. It just clicked for him. So
I think now with the Amber Alerts, everybody kind of looks and be like, The ones I get is always someone's grandmother or grandfather missing.
Oh no, we always get like somebody, and it's like a random. There's like a 2007 Honda Accord, and you're like, man, I don't know what the fuck a 2007 Honda Accord looks like, man. Like, and then you see one drive by you, and you're like, maybe that was it, and you're like, no, what am I talking about? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, at least these guys had the wherewithal to pay attention. So, big shot of the week, gentlemen. All right, eat in or take it off. When you look at the context of restaurants, a lot of them could be strip clubs, right? In and out. Steak and Shake. Five Guys? Maybe that's a different kind of strip club. But I'm just going to give you gentlemen a city and a name of an establishment. It is simply your job to tell me, is it a strip club or is it a reputable place to eat? And sometimes the two cross. So, but we're strip club or restaurant, and here we go. Washington, D.C. Meat in a box. Meat in a box. Is it a restaurant or is it a strip club?
I'm hoping and praying that this is a restaurant.
Me too. I almost wanted to say, well, Harper, like, say, pause.
Yeah, that's a strip club that ain't for me.
Yeah, it's a restaurant. Good job. No, not a lot of us wandering into meat in a box.
Imagine you telling your boys, hey, we leave the game, we going to meat in a box.
Yeah, I don't necessarily see that one landing.
I was about to say they'd be like, hey.
I would
Let's
not be
do
there.
it.
Nope.
Oh God! All right, Greenville, South Carolina. Racks and Ribs.
Strip club.
Yeah, that's a strip club.
Both of you. Very good. Yeah, it is a strip club in
I've actually driven by that.
Racks and Ribs?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. We serve racks and we serve ribs. Come get them both. All right, Tampa, Florida. The Chicken Strip.
Hey, let me just say this. Tampa, Florida, I've never been, but from what I heard, has one of the best strip clubs in the world. Just
Mons Venus. Yes.
Like, whoa, how you know the name of it?
Oh, because when I went to school in South Florida, everybody would be like, we're going to Tampa to go to Mons Venus. And I'm like, have fun.
Yeah. I'm going to say strip club.
All right. The Chicken
Give me the name
Strip.
of it one more time.
The Chicken Strip.
Even though I love me some good chicken strips, but yeah, I'm thinking that's a strip club.
Yeah, strip club.
All right. You guys are on it, man. There's a couple of horn dogs on this show. All right. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Legs and Eggs. Restaurant or strip club? Legs and Eggs.
It's a restaurant.
I'm thinking it's a restaurant too.
Very good. Very good. Legs and Eggs.
I see y'all try
Chicken place is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Dallas, Texas. The Velvet Taco.
That is a restaurant.
In Dallas?
Dallas,
Velvet
Texas.
Taco.
The Velvet
Yeah, that's a restaurant.
Taco. Thank goodness it is, because
you don't know how I know it's a restaurant. I used to be part owners of the Velvet Taco here in Houston.
Did you really? You son of a bitch! You got inside information. He Nancy Pelosi'd our ass. He's got inside information.
I didn't know you used to be a restaurant owner.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a location in Houston.
What made you get out of that business?
This one right here closed down. It was like, and the reason, we had a manager, God rest his soul. His name was DH. We called him Dark Horse. And after every game, he used to go in there, and the guy was a big fan. He was like, "You want to be a part of it?" And I was like, "I got $5,000 I can lose."
I go, sure. There's an investment strategy. I got $5,000 I can lose.
Yeah.
The Velvet Taco. All right, Denver, Colorado. Shotgun Willie's.
Strip club.
You know, to try to break this tie, I'm gonna go restaurant.
The point goes to the man who knows his strip clubs, Brandon Harper. Shotgun Willie's, a strip club
I won't
in
say
Denver,
all that.
Colorado. Oh, I don't know. It seems like you're on top of this. I'm just saying. All right, the Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. The Chubby Pickle.
That's got to be a restaurant.
That's a restaurant.
Thank God. Again, Let's go to Chubby Pickle after the game. Not really landing. All right, Portland, Oregon. Devil's Point.
Strip club.
Restaurant.
Once again, Harper on his strip club, man.
You know, at Devil's Point, they in their strip club, they have it's not like normal strip clubs. You know, you have a stage in most strip clubs. They have like I don't know what you call it, but they have like the wooding thing around the middle of the floor, so the girls actually dance inside the wooding. It's like I want to say like a pen. You have to see it. You go in there like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's a pen.
Yeah.
A pen.
All right, bro.
All right. I don't know why you guessed restaurant if you know that much about it. Jesus Christ. Okay. Los Angeles.
I want Hart to seem like the horn dog.
Oh, okay, very good. I like that. That's very good. Blame shift. I love that. A couple more to go. Los Angeles, California. The Pink Taco.
You know what? Let me tell you something. That sounds like a strip club for various obvious reasons.
Are you going strip club?
I think I'm going to go strip club here.
It's actually a delivery place. It's a restaurant.
Oh, well, you know, never mind.
Yeah, Rob knows.
Dang.
Rob walked in hoping it was a strip club and was like, shit.
You know what? I put it to you like this. Anything in L.A., Houston, San Antonio.
You got to defer. Yeah, you got to defer.
You know, the crazy thing about Pink Taco was like the first place that would deliver food and stuff. It was ahead of Uber Eats. So,
well, how about that?
Yeah.
There you go. A few more. Las Vegas, Nevada. Olympic Gardens.
Oh, I think that's a strip club.
This is a strip club.
Both right.
I've been there.
You're not doing a good job blame shifting that horn dog thing anymore, by the way. Oh, I've been there. Yeah, no, I've been there.
Hey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I wish that were true. Last couple. Dallas, Texas. The Slow Bone.
I've never heard of it, so I'm going to go restaurant.
The Slow Bone. Good play on words.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go restaurant here.
Probably a Rib Shack.
Yeah.
That's a ribs place. Good job. Yeah, the Slow Bone. Again.
That's a clever name.
Not a good destination after the game. And we'll finish it out with Portland, Oregon. The Hairy Lobster. Portland, Oregon. The Hairy Lobster.
That's got to be a restaurant.
I'm hoping it's a restaurant.
It is. And my God, who's eating at the Hairy Lobster, dude? What are you doing? What kind of name for a restaurant is that? That's even worse than the strip club name. We're going to the Hairy Lobster. No thanks. I'll pass.
Well, we know who the horn dog is. Harp knows every strip club in America.
I don't. A lot of these are just guesses.
They just all happen to be right, but they're just guesses. Yeah, just guesses.